How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all some ranked seasons gameplay. I'm going to be hopping into a couple games of ranked. I'm looking to get into the championship series division. I'm currently at about 780 something, and we're going up against Walter Johnson. So this is a card I have not really faced too often throughout the year. I have tried him out, but I went ahead and sold him after he got kind of rocked for me. Kind of a flat fastball a little bit, and I recently picked up the finest version of Jacob Degrom. So hopefully I can try that card out at least at some point in this video or at some point in the ranked seasons live stream. Sometimes when I try a new pitcher out, I don't necessarily get them chosen right away. So it might take me a few times, but we have Jimmy Fox up at the plate after a double from Willie Mays. We advance the runner and we score him with this late hit the other way. Never really should that hit result in a base hit, but it is what it is. Very late jam. Now we have Lou Gehrig up, and now we're going to get a very early hit. So we're going to be able to go to first to third with Jimmy Fox, 71 speed for a third baseman. Pretty good. I'm using him in his secondary position. Now we have Rogers Hornsby up at the plate. So we have a couple weird hits and then a good squared line-out hit. So it is what it is. We do take the 1-0 lead, but nonetheless, we have had some questionable base hits go our way throughout this game so far. We're playing at the Rangers field. I didn't really notice any lag latency. Maybe that hit with Willie Mays earlier would have been a home run at a minor league field. Just something to keep in mind. But we have Honus Wagner up at the plate. Another early base hit, and that's going to get into the gap. I'm looking to go to second base. 96 speed. Should be able to get in there. I don't think his center fielder has the greatest arm, but he did have a pretty strong arm out there. Anyway, we have a great opportunity to advance this runner to third base. You have the creative player up, Pablo Sanchez, and this is definitely something that I've never really seen happen before. I mean, after a wild pitch, I was waiting for him to throw the ball, and I think he might have turned off his PlayStation. But anyway, we move it into the Championship Series division. We are going to have a couple packs opened here. There's a diamond player and a gold player, so let's go ahead and see who this is. 305 home runs, 772 RBIs. That's pretty good numbers right there. 905 OPS, a 33 WAR. I think that this is either Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton. That'd be my guess. I think Stanton has more career home runs than Judge. He hasn't really played as many years. It is indeed Giancarlo Stanton. I always have a good time a fun time trying to guess those players when I do go ahead and pull a diamond. Even though it has not been a consistent thing, I've only pulled a handful of diamonds. Most of the time, it's out of a guaranteed pack. So during this portion of the video, we will have a guaranteed diamond pull out of the Championship Series pack, but we also have a few other packs from this program. So we are going to play a couple more games of rank, but I want to try and get a couple diamonds in here. Back-to-back diamonds. So this one's out of a Ballin' Is a Habit pack. A little bit better odds to pull a diamond. Actually, my first diamond out of one of these packs the entire year. This guy has to be Clayton Kershaw. With those amount of strikeouts, 2.39 ERA, 62.6 WAR, Dodger Stadium. This is definitely Clayton Kershaw. Would be nice to be able to pack the Signature Series Kershaw, but that's a free one, obviously. This is just a live series, 87 overall, if I'm not mistaken. I've pulled that card quite a few times. Probably the most I've pulled any diamond is Clayton Kershaw. I've pulled him through Championship Series a couple times, as well as probably DJ LeMahieu is the other one that I've pulled a few times as well. I don't normally open up a ton of packs, so this is kind of a rarity for me. We are pulling a few gold cards here and there. If you notice on the top right, my stubs kind of went up after quick selling the diamonds. I also earned 8,000 stubs for entering Championship Series division, so that will certainly help there. We do have a couple more packs here and a guaranteed diamond in the Championship Series reward. So guaranteed 3 diamonds pulled in this video. 2 already from the previous packs, and then 1 guaranteed. We might get another one here, though, before that. There's some kind of a gold sponsorship or one of those unlockable sounds. I always just quick sell those. Those are kind of good ways to build your stubs up. If you ever go in through your inventory and you quick sell those creative player, celebration swings and all that stuff, it kind of builds your stubs up pretty good. I've been able to buy a few players here and there. At this point, I'm just kind of quick selling a few players that I pull if they're silvers and whatnot. That way I don't have to do it later. I mean, some of them I'm going to quick sell, some of them I'm not going to. But all those stubs really do add up. I would definitely recommend going through your inventory, going through your binder, getting rid of all the cards you don't necessarily need anymore because it's late in the year and it looks like we pulled another Clayton Kershaw. So there's another one. Just as I mentioned earlier, one of the cards I've pulled probably the most out of anybody in this year's game, and would have been nice to pull him early on in the season, right before a lot of people had that signature series Kershaw. He was going for quite a few thousand stubs. I mean, this card was pretty expensive. He was also, I believe, a higher overall at the start of the year. He kind of dropped down, didn't really have the greatest year. But anyway, we get the 10th Championship Series nameplate. I have made World Series every season except for one during the Craig Kimbrell Reward. I just didn't really play enough games. Anyway, we do have Jacob Degrom on the mound. We're going up against Bob Feller this time. And Jacob Degrom is my number 4 starter. So this guy having Bob Feller in his number 4 slot is pretty crazy. At the same time, Bob Feller is a really good pitcher. Luckily here with Babe Ruth, we're starting it off with a 2-run shot. We have Ken Griffey Jr. on first base. I think I started this game off with a walk and then a 2-run shot. So that was pretty nice. As well as we're facing Ken Griffey. We have Jacob Degrom on the mound. He throws a really effective slider. His slider is by far his best pitch. His two-seam is also pretty good. But the thing about it is his changeup is not really slow enough to make those other pitches a little bit better. I think his changeup will come in at about 87, 88, and if it was a little bit slower, it would be much more effective. That one came in at 87. His fastball does top out at 98, 99 miles an hour, and the two-seam does have pretty good movement, but with the slider coming in, 93, 94, sometimes even 95 miles an hour, it would be nice to have more of a devastating changeup, a little bit of a slower changeup. Of course, he does have the curveball. That is his slowest pitch, but I feel like the curveball in this year's game is not as effective as it was even in last year's game, for example. Off speed is not as much of the meta as it was in last year's game. But I did want to try this card out. I want to see how he does. And this is the first inning I've ever used him. So hopefully we can have a pretty good debut. I'm thinking that this opponent can hit. Luckily I got the stolen base. I got the caught stealing there on Griffey trying to steal. But anyway, I definitely noticed that this guy was on the baseball. I mean, this hit right here could have easily resulted in an RBI double if there is a guy in scoring position. If he gets to second base, then you never know. That could be a home run. It is what it is. But Honus Wagner is sending one deep. That's going to be a no-doubt shot into that tunnel out there in left field. We're playing at Coors, so you expect the ball to fly here. I wanted to show you guys this example right here. This is a very late foul tip. I swung over the middle of the plate. I should have easily struck out in this at-bat. I should have already struck out. I swung at that last pitch that was inside, that slider in. So I should already be out, and there should be 2 down, first and third, or second and first, and Griffey goes deep. So that's kind of the contact windows and the ability to hit pitches, foul pitches off that you're not necessarily on. Changes the game entirely. The opponent ended up quitting out of that last one. We got the points and move up to about 820 something, but we did not really get a debut with Jacob Degrom. Just that one inning. Would be nice to try him out once again, but I have yet to get him chosen since. So it is what it is. Anyway, we are going up against a really good player, Simply Boss. I think this stands for Simply Boston, but he does have the Colorado Rockies uniforms. I don't really know what happened here with Jimmy Fox. Maybe some user error on just trying to camp under that fly ball. It drops in the infield, and anytime you're going up against a really good player, you give them extra outs in the inning, they are going to take advantage. If the only time they're not going to be able to capitalize is if something happens where you get lucky or they accidentally get themselves out. Anytime you give a person extra outs, you're just expecting to have something like this happen, where you give up a 3-run shot with 2 down in the inning. Could have already been out of the inning if I were to make that play with Jimmy Fox, but we give up a 4-run lead in the first inning. Honestly, a 4-run lead in the first inning isn't that rare when I'm playing this game. I tend to be losing a lot of these games early on and having to make a comeback. But it is what it is. I got the first runner of the ball game on first base with Willie Mays. We get a base hit the other way with Babe Ruth. So kind of something brewing here in the bottom of the first inning. We got Babe Ruth at second, barely got in there safely. We have Rogers Hornsby up after an intentional walk from Jimmy Fox. Actually, it was probably an unintentional intentional walk. It just seemed like he was pitching around me with that base open. Luckily, we go down and get this one. Smash it below the zone, opposite field for a grand slam. That is absolutely a big-time hit, especially down by 4. I messed up early in the game. Honus Wagner is up next. He's going back-to-back. So we actually take the lead here, which is pretty crazy. Back and forth first inning, and a lot of pitches thrown. This is also on Clayton Kershaw, so that's really important. I mean, he has Clayton Kershaw on the mound. I have Bob Feller, my best pitcher, or the pitcher I like to use as my ace. and he has Kershaw. Kershaw is one of the best pitchers in the game, if not the best one since the game came out, but I feel like since people have seen him more and more, then it seems like people are starting to hit that dude a little bit better. Anyway, Willie Mays can't make a play in center field. He's missing that routine fly ball. At least I thought it was routine. Figured he would just lunge out, make that grab. But like I said earlier, you give a good player a great opportunity, and luckily I got extremely lucky that Griffey makes this play. But that was an extra out in the inning. Mike Trout sends that one deep to right field. Could have taken the lead there, honestly. But later in the game, we're facing Frank Thomas. He's going to smash that one into the gap. And I did not think I had any chance to catch this ball. But Griffey gets that speed boost animation, something where I've noticed some pretty poor animations from Griffey out in right field, left field. This one he's not going to get to. But the last one he got to, and that was pretty impressive, simply because sometimes he gets that weird lunging animation that Willie Mays got and misses the ball completely. I see that more often from Griffey. Anyway, now we're facing Griffey, and he hits the second home run of the ball game, ties it up, and that's just not ideal. I mean, already 5 RBIs for that Ken Griffey Jr. in the 4th inning. That card seems to absolutely go off against me. I'm not the best player with Ken Griffey Jr. in this year's game. He was my best player last year. Pablo Sanchez is picking up the squad there with a solo shot. We do take the lead right back, and Babe Ruth is going to extend it. I got a nice base hit from Bob Feller, actually almost a home run. I hit a double to the left field wall, and that extended the inning a little bit for Babe Ruth. Now Lou Gehrig is sending one deep in the following inning, and I'm just really trying to get as many runs as I possibly can after going down by a few. I mean, he goes to the bench, he goes to the bullpen. Rob Nen, Ted Williams off the bench as a pinch hitter, sends one deep for a 2-run shot, and the opponent actually quit out of that one. He was a very good player. We move up to 849 rating, and we are in the middle of the CS division. I'm looking to include a few more highlights, a few more games in the upcoming videos. Appreciate everybody watching, and peace out.